From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Hey yo, let me break it down for y'all in the most savage, straight up, no chaser way possible. Picture this, 50 Cent, the undisputed heavyweight champ of trolling, out here treating the rap game like his personal playground. This man wakes up every morning and chooses violence. On social media, at the Knicks game, in the group chat, probably even in his sleep. He's got more smoke for Joe Budden than a barbecue pit in July, and he ain't letting up. So here's the play-by-play. 50's been roasting Joe Budden on the gram like he's auditioning for Comedy Central, clowning him for sleepwalking through life. Then fate, or maybe just New York's tiny celebrity circle, throws them together courtside at a Knicks game. Now Joe claims they chopped it up and had a good conversation. But let's be real, with 50, a good conversation probably means he roasted you to your face and you just had to eat it with a smile. But wait, the plot thickens. Fat Joe jumps in, not to squash the beef, but to pour gasoline on it. My man starts calling the second row seats Joe Budden seats, like Joe's allergic to the front row. Fat Joe out here acting like he's handing out participation trophies for almost being famous. You ain't got a hoodie? You ain't got front row? That's the Joe Budden experience, bro. Savage. And just when you think it's cooling off, 50 Cent comes back like a petty ex with receipts. He catches Joe leaving the game with his girl, posts the video, and drops a message so cold it could freeze the Hudson. See Joe, damn. They taking too long to pick you up, bro. Terror Squad, you dead. Leave Joe and Jada alone. Translation, 50's got time today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Meanwhile, Fat Joe's on his podcast doing damage control, talking about, yo, Joe, you my guy. I'm just joking, trying to get my podcast popping. Bro, you just tossed Joe Budden under the bus, then tried to pull him out and give him a hug. That's like robbing someone and then offering to split the loot. But here's the real kicker. All these dudes are acting like it's all love, all jokes, all fun and games. But let's be honest, in New York, there's always a little more heat under the surface. 1 minute it's nah, we cool. Next minute somebody's getting ethered on Instagram. So after 50 Cent's latest Instagram sniper shot, folks out here wilding, thinking Terror Squad about to ambush Joe Budden outside Madison Square Garden. But let's be real, ain't nobody risking their designer fits or that courtside clout just to throw hands over some IG jokes. This ain't the 90s, it's 2025, and these dudes got more lawyers than shooters. But you gotta wonder, what's 50's angle? My man's got a PhD in petty, and he don't do nothing without a reason. Joe's probably sitting there side-eyeing his phone like, yo, didn't we just dap it up at the Garden? Why you still throwing shade like it's a solar eclipse? 50's acting like he's got a vendetta, dropping street threats like he's auditioning for Power, the reunion. Now, if Joe Budden's crew had any sense, they'd invite 50 up to the podcast, throw him a mic, and let these two air it out face to face. You know, 50 got a whole mixtape of grudges ready to drop, and Joe's just trying to keep his blood pressure down. Real talk, whatever they whispered about at the Knicks game clearly wasn't enough, cause 50's still out here sending subliminals like he's got unlimited ammo. But let's not get it twisted. This ain't real beef, it's internet beef. Fat Joe should know better. You need more than a couple of spicy tweets and IG captions to call it war. Joe and 50 got over 2 decades of history. They ain't about to risk their 9-figure bank accounts and VIP status just to scrap in front of Spike Lee. You throw a punch at the Garden, you banned for life. And these dudes love the limelight way too much to risk that. Joe's out here trying to keep it simple, just a Knicks fan in his own seat, not flexing for the gram, not chasing clout, just trying to watch the game and mind his business. He ain't in the label seats, he ain't in the comped section, he paid for his spot, period. No extra drama, no fake friendships, just vibes and basketball. But 50, he lives for the drama. He's the king of turning a courtside selfie into a viral moment. Joe Budden's out here talking about these so-called Joe Budden seats like it's some kind of diss track about where he's sitting at the Knicks game. But hold up, here comes Fat Joe, smooth as ever, dropping wisdom like a boss. Yo, I don't even know what these Joe Budden seats mean, but if it's about sitting behind your enemy, that's actually street smart. You don't want to be front row staring down your rival like you scared or something. Now, Fat Joe ain't just talking street logic. He's flexing that big boss energy, reminding everybody, look, I'm making way more bread than y'all, so if I'm chilling behind you, that's my choice. I'm just kicking it with my queen, popcorn in hand, enjoying the show. Translation? Don't get it twisted. He's the kingpin of this whole seeding game, and ain't nobody's spot gonna be a topic of conversation unless it's on his terms. And peep this, Fat Joe's throwing mad respect to both Joe Budden and Jada Kiss, saying he's all about supporting their podcast hustle, but also making it crystal clear. This whole drama, it's a non-issue. Y'all need to get back to grinding. If it ever turns into something real, we'll handle it then. But for now, nah, we cool. Here's the kicker though. Fat Joe calls out the whole Joe Budden seats talk as straight up confusing and kind of disrespectful to the hundreds of other folks sitting way back in the nosebleeds. Like, bruh, if you're out there watching on your phone from the lawn, your seat ain't even worth mentioning, so why y'all gotta make it a thing? Bottom line, Fat Joe's telling everybody to chill, stop making mountains out of molehills, and remember who's really running the show. He's the big dog with the biggest bankroll, and if he's choosing where to sit, that's game over for all the petty chatter. So keep your eyes peeled, cause while 50 Cent's out here lighting fires with his savage jabs, Fat Joe's the calm in the storm, dropping knowledge and reminding us all who's really bossing up in this rap and courtside game. Knicks fans, stay tuned. This saga's far from over, and the real moves are just getting started. All right, listen up, fam. If you're feeling this savage breakdown and you want to keep riding with me through all the wildest drama and the hottest takes in the game, here's what you gotta do. First, smash that like button like it owes you money. Show some love and let me know you're here for the realness. Then don't be shy, slide into the comments and drop your rawest opinions, your funniest roast, or even your own hot gossip. I want to hear what y'all think about this whole 50 Cent versus Joe Budden saga and who's really winning the courtside war. And yo, if you're new here or you've been sleeping on this channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next savage story, the next epic clapback, or the next deep dive into the streets and the studio. We keep it 100% raw, unfiltered, and entertaining every single time. Finally, share this video with your squad, your haters, your favorite podcast crew, anyone who needs to catch up on the real energy behind these headlines. Let's build this community of savage fans who know what's really good and aren't afraid to call it out. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned, stay savage, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.